So this is a very simple recipe, and I'm going to show you how to do it step by step. The recipe serves about 4 people. So in this pan I've got a tablespoon of olive oil, and we're just going to heat that up. And it's just going to be on a medium heat, and then when that's hot enough, we're going to add 1 sliced onion, and we're just going to cook that until it's completely softened. That should take around about 15 minutes, so just let that oil to heat up. And of course you can adjust the recipe depending how many people you want to make it for, but like I say, it's a straightforward recipe. Okay, so we're going to add our 1 sliced onion. In that goes. And then we're just going to give that, let's give it a little stir during the course of the 15 minutes, just so it doesn't stick. And if you do find that it is starting to stick, just add a little bit of water to it. Okay, so just going to get that cooking for around about 15 minutes. You just want the onions to soften, and then we can move on to the next stage. So as you can see, the onion has nicely browned and softened. And what we're going to do now is we're going to add to it 1 garlic clove, which I've just chopped up. And then we're just going to cook that for about 2 to 3 minutes. Just give that a stir. And then once that's cooked for about 2 to 3 minutes, we're going to add a tablespoon of butter. So the garlic's been cooking for about 2 to 3 minutes. We've got 1 onion in there, 1 clove of garlic, and we're now going to add 1 tablespoon of butter. To add that in. And then we just want to, once that butter's melted, we just want to add our mushrooms in, which have been sliced. And we've got 250 grams of mushrooms here. So you just want the butter to be foaming. You can see it's starting to do that now. And then we just add them in. $250 grams of sliced mushrooms, and we cook them for about 5 minutes. We just want the mushrooms to completely soften. Let's give that a good mix. And you can see now that we're already starting to build flavours together for this dish, because we've got onion, garlic, mushrooms, and the butter in there. So just going to give that a few more minutes just for the mushrooms to brown nicely, and then we're going to the next stage. So the mushrooms have had about 5 minutes now. You can see they've gone nice and brown. They've released their liquid and mixed in nicely with the garlic and the onion and the butter. So what we're going to do now is turn the gas off. We're going to tip this onto a plate, and then we're going to put the fillet steak we've got into some flour, and we're going to that will form the next part of the dish. So let's just get this onto the plate. Just scrape all that out. Okay, so we're going to leave that to one side. And then in the bowl here I have 1 tablespoon of plain flour. And then what we're going to do, we're going to put the 500 gram of sliced fillet steak into the flour. Now I'm using flat iron steak. You could use fillet steak, you could use rump steak, whatever you can get out your hands on. So I'm just going to put that into the bowl, and we just want to coat the pieces in the flour. It's just been cut into slices, and this will help to brown caramelize the meat. So just make sure that's nicely coated in all the flour. Okay, and then once that's done, that will be ready to go into our dish to cook. So I've coated all the meat in a little bit of flour. It's just a light dusting, and I'm going to cook the meat now into the same pan we used for the mushroom, onion and garlic mixture, because obviously there's plenty of flavour in there, so there's no need to use a different pan. So we're just going to get all that in. There we go. And I have added a little bit of oil in there. Like I say, that flour will help it to put a nice caramelisation and brown colour onto the meat. And we want to fry this for about 3 to 4 minutes, and just till it's nicely coloured. So the steak pieces have now had about 4 minutes. You see it's nicely browned, it's releasing all its juice. And then what we're going to do now is we're going to tip the onion and mushroom and garlic mixture back into the pan. So let's add that in. Just get all that in. And just give that a mix round so it's all nicely incorporated. Smelling lovely already. Okay, and then what we want to do now is we want to add 150 grams of creme fraiche. So we're just going to add that in. I'm just going to tip that in, and I'm going to use a whisk just to incorporate it in better. Let's get that all in there. Get all that last bit out. Now we just mix that in. Using a whisk will just help it to incorporate better. Just make sure it's all the mushroom and steak and all the onions are nicely covered. Okay, lovely. And then to that mixture we're going to add 1 teaspoon of mustard. I'm using whole grain mustard. You could use English mustard if you wanted to, Dijon mustard. Just going to add that in. Let's give that a stir around. Okay. And then what we're going to do is add 100 millilitres of beef stock, which I've got here. Add that in. I've just used a stock pot for that with some boiling water. I could use a stock cube if you have one. and then just mix that all around nicely. Okay, and we're not far off now. As I say, it's an easy dish to do. And what we want to do is we just want to cook that over a medium heat for around about 5 minutes. So that's been cooking away for about 5 minutes, and we're now just going to add some chopped parsley in just to finish it off. And just give that a mix around just to mix it all in. And then we're done. Like I say, it's a simple recipe to follow. So I hope you will give it a go yourself, and I'm going to serve it with some pasta. You could serve it with rice, whatever you prefer. And there you have it. Beef stroganoff. I hope you'll give it a go yourself. Let's give it a little try. Get some of the mushroom and some of the meat. You can taste the creaminess from the creme fraiche and the onions and the garlic and the fillet steak, and it all goes together really well. So I hope you give the dish a go. Like I say, it's easy to do, isn't it? Just follow step by step and you'll be fine. Like I say, I used iron steak. You'd use rump steak, you'd use fillet steak, and this recipe is 4 people, so you can just adapt it to how many you're cooking for. And if you found the recipe helpful, do please give it a like and subscribe if you haven't done so already, and ring that bell for notifications of further cookery videos and other videos as well. Let me know in the comments how it comes out, and if there's any other recipes you want me to feature in the future. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye for now.